first real day back to the office. Well, not for me, but for all the other people who weren't at the office because they were on Christmas vacation, because they actually got one and didn't have to work remotely from wherever their loved ones are. And I'm drinking coffee for once and not tea. What? Good morning, curiosities, and welcome to my commute to work. We've been on it many times before. It's okay. But in not too long from now, it will actually be a lot shorter because I'm going to be moving closer to work at the end of the month. So that's a little exciting. Don't worry, we'll still have these talks, just probably not in the car because I won't be in the car for a minimum of an hour to 2 hours, depending when I leave for traffic. If I leave during rush hour, it can take up to 2 hours. It's upsetting. You might have noticed in the past few days some things about the channel and my Twitter have changed, namely the banner. Or if you saw the Edith Finch talkback video, or obviously because you're watching this one right now, you noticed the intro has changed. What? After many moons and being taught how to use Adobe Illustrator, I have created this madness. But the phrase I really want to talk about is the tagline of actively seeking joy amid the apocalypse. Obviously the word apocalypse in this particular instance is used very tongue-in-cheek. Don't worry, I'm not like, the world is ending! But the world is kind of scary these days. While I do believe firmly that we will be okay and we'll all get through this together, I think it's gonna get a little scarier before it gets better, to be honest. And we've got a lot of fighting to do, at least, especially where I am. There's a lot. We're getting better in some respects, but goodness, that's gonna make the fight just that much harder as we're going forward. I'm like feeling the full Hufflepunk of like, everyone should have an equal playing field. We should all be safe and happy and have the same, super Hufflepunk right now, you guys. Just full of love and feeling super protective. So seeking joy, what exactly does that mean? Because lately, the concept of joy has been very much on my mind lately, and it is different than happiness. Happiness is more of a long-term state of being, whereas joy is very much in the moment. Joy is, it can be fleeting, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not like the cotton candy of emotions, you know what I mean? Just because it's not a permanent state does not mean it doesn't have value. Because while you can have an overall sense of happiness, you might not really experience joy that often. And I feel like especially when we are dealing with this extreme of some scary, terrible things going on, we should also really indulge in those beautiful moments of joy and glee, because you need that balance, that juxtaposition, or you're gonna go crazy. And also I feel like adults in general are very afraid of joy. It's like color or whimsy. There's something about it that we feel like we can't enjoy anymore. Enjoy, because we feel it's childish, or we're all told to grow up, and that seems like a big mistake from the start, because I feel like you can be an adult and not have to necessarily give up that excitement with whimsy and joy and just color. For heaven's sake, look at adult clothing versus children's clothing. Holy crap. The colors just get so muted sometimes, and I get so excited when I see like a cardigan or something made in my size that's like bright blue, and I'm like, yes! It makes me so happy. And because this has been brought up by a few curious people, don't worry, nothing's really changing about this channel. We're just sort of focusing. Serious pies, this does not mean those will be going away. Talking about mental health, we're still going to be doing that. Because here's the thing, and I talked about this a little bit in my Edith Finch video. Joy, to obtain joy or to seek it out, you have to be able to address everything that's not joy as well. And it's about being healthy and balanced, and you have to take care of yourself. And taking care of yourself sometimes means taking out that emotional baggage, looking it over, dusting it off, having a good cry before you know, it does not mean cover everything up. I want to make that very clear. Nothing about what we're going to be embarking on is about burying our heads in the sand and being like, we will only look at happy things, because that's unhealthy. First of all, it's unrealistic, and it also promotes a sort of willful ignorance, which drives me insane, because I have noticed so many people, especially in the current political climate, where people will just put blinders on and they're like, well, we're not going to look at that because it's upsetting. And it's like, but it's not going to go away unless we do things about it. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but can you imagine how awesome it's going to be when we get through this and like we're all together and promoting love and just, I'm going to be super hippy dippy, because that's really just who I am. Like, I know I like my snark and I like to be all sassy sometimes, but I'm a marshmallow, y'all. My empathness has just been on hyperdrive lately, and I want to hug so many people and tell them it's going to be okay, and the world may seem terrifying, or maybe it's just your own personal situation that seems hopeless, but it's not. Everything will have a solution. We will find it together, or we'll support you through it, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just getting more and more Care Bear stare, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna stop resisting that, because I feel like there needs to be more love in the world. So that's really all this is. I just wanted to check in and tell you what's going on. We are curios, we are in love with learning and so many wonders of the world, and that's exciting, and we are going to be more active in our pursuit of joy. We shall be joy hunters. So with that, good fortune to you, joy hunters, and until next time, stay curious.